This video is part of the Christmas Ornaments open playlist. I try and join this playlist every month, and I'll give you some more information about it later on in the video. Project number 1, Wood Square Snowman. This is an old cutting board, and I'm just going to measure the width of 2 paint sticks and 3 paint sticks. Once I've cut all the strips out, I'll make blocks out of them. And notice that it doesn't quite reach all the way across, so I just flip it over. I check to make sure it's in the right place. Hold it safely and finish cutting. And you'll notice I do that a lot. I pull the saw down to check the placement and then cut it. Now I'm doing the squares. And I kept that in to show you that it's important to wear eye protection because that square just went flying. I had to go pick it up. All right, so I've got all my squares. I've got smaller squares for the face and then a bit larger for the body. And if you haven't guessed yet, these will be 2 square snowmen. Now, I have a lot of corrupted footage in this video, so we missed painting the squares, and I rubbed a little bit of spackle on them. Now I'm taking out my buttons, and I'm just trying to find similar colors together. Before I do that, I'm going to sand it a little bit, and then I'll go ahead and paint the faces. Try to make each face a little different, and I just use some black chalk paint. Then after the black, I come back with some white to do white dots in the eyes. Now I made 2 the way I saw it in my head, and wow, I disliked it very much. Did not like it at all. I'm going to give it a thumbs down here. Thumbs down. Okay, so we take those apart, and we're just going to glue them together. No eye hooks or keychains. That's what I was originally thinking about. I'm using my little drill to do the smallest hole that I can. And then I'm screwing in my eye hooks. And it works good if you actually turn the face and then finish it up with a small pair of pliers. Now, since I'm working with wood, I'm going to do hot glue wood glue combination. I just need to hold it for a few seconds. And I painted on that wood glue with one of my paintbrushes. And then the other half was the hot glue. I'm also using hot glue to glue on the buttons. And those buttons are going to determine the kind of scarf that the snowman will be wearing. Just going to show you a couple. There we go. All 4 snowmen have their buttons, and I picked out some ribbon for each of them. And set aside just to clear my workspace. I do a little dovetail cut in the ribbon. I'm going to wrap it around from the back and glue it off to one side. And then I'll do the other ribbons just slightly different, so each snowman has their own look. Just using my hot glue gun there. And I tried to color coordinate the scarves, so the red buttons have red ribbon. this one I just tied in a knot and then glued it down. And then finishing up with a little buffalo check scarf. Oh, and do a little dovetail as well. Okay, now I flipped them over because I was worried about the back being so plain. So I glued some sparkles on wood snowflakes. I'm just going to glue them on the back just for a little something. Now I made my own hooks and I just took some wire and I'll give you a better look at the final reveal. Faux leather placemats. The Amazon seller has kindly furnished me with a 6-pack of faux leather placemats. You'll notice it was in a box with some airbags, and that's to prevent creasing. This product is double-sided. It's the same on both sides. Heat resistant, easy to take care of. It measures 17 by 11.8 inches. And in the description, it says it's heat resistant to 212 degrees Fahrenheit. So I thought I would put it through some messy tests here, and I'm just having a morning snack. And I kind of got some hot chocolate on the placemat. So I just take a dry paper towel and wipe it up. And look, I mean, you can't even tell it was there. And there's no like ring on the placemat where maybe the warmth has indented it like on other products. You cannot tell that a warm cup was just there, and you cannot tell that hot chocolate was spilled all over it. So I had a sip of my hot chocolate, and it was indeed still hot. I gave it a wipe with just some plain water, and then I decided to do some crafting. And really, I'm just doing this crafting to show you how durable it is. I put all my tools, my hot gun, everything on it. I don't see any scratches. And I'm just going to be a little bit messy with my hot glue here. You'll notice I kind of squirt it off to the side there. And I'll give you a close-up because it's kind of hard to see in this shot. And this is a sneak peek to one of my ornaments that I'll be making in the video. And there's the close-up. You see the hot glue just to the right of the hanging cord. So I let it sit. I actually let it sit there. I let it dry. I let it cool off. I mean, if that was on your skin, it would be burning and blistering. But on this placemat, nothing. Just rub it off with my thumb there. Get all the little bits. There's the link and a clickable one in my description box below. Project number 2 is a Tassel Angel ornament. And I apologize, I don't have a lot of live footage. But this is the inspiration for my ornament. It's something my mom made me, and I hang it off a fan pole because I like it so much. So I'm just making a loop of this nautical rope, brushing it out or combing it out, tying some knots to define the head and the torso. I have a piece of scrap gold cord that I used for the halo. And then I painted some fabric stiffener on it and shook some gold glitter. This is what she looks like after getting her wings. I just made a circle with some wired jute and then pinched it in the middle and hot glued it on the back. And you see I made some little arms for her to hold her bell. I'm just going to show you what she looks like on the back. And then I did a lot of trimming on the skirt part there. And if you know how to make a tassel, then you know how to make this angel, and I'll give you some better looks at the final reveal. Jumping in here with a little bit more information about the playlist. The theme this month is Christmas ornaments, any kind of Christmas ornaments. And these three lovely ladies take turns hosting and co-hosting. So this month our host is Chantel from Crafty Hints. Then our co-hosts are Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY and Amanda from 6 Kids and a Glue Gun. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the video. Project number 3, wood round ornaments. So I'm using these wood rounds that I got at Michael's last year, 90% off. The berries and leaves I got from the Habitat for Humanity store, and then I have some old Christmas cards and a napkin with a cardinal on it that I'm going to use. I had a lot of corrupted footage in this project, but I pieced together some screenshots, so hopefully you can follow along with how I made these. So this is Mod Podge, and I'm applying a generous layer to each round. Then I'm going to come in with my heat gun to speed up the drying process, but I do also let it sit for a while. And then I pull out my berries and leaves, and I cut off 3 berries and 2 leaves for each wood round. 2 are lined, the leaves are lined with white, and then 1 is just plain green. There's my cardinal napkin. Just going to find a wood round that fits it best, and then I'll cut it wide so I can sand it down after. And I do that with the other 2 images as well. Here's the Santa, and this is just an old money gift card. Once I had all the images cut out, I put parchment paper on top of the image and ironed it onto the wood round. And that was using my Hippo heat press. Then I let it cool off and sanded the edges. And I did that with all 3. I love the look of that. It makes the image look like it was meant to be there. And trim the bark and better look at the final reveal. The final reveal.
forget to subscribe and give me a big thumbs up. See you soon.